Administration.
Hey everybody, I'll have just a brief statement and be happy to take questions after that. 3 weeks ago, I declared that April would be Infrastructure Month here at the FCC. Today we followed through on that promise. The Commission just approved a series of measures designed to make it easier for companies to build and to expand high-speed broadband networks, which are increasingly essential to Americans' prosperity, education, healthcare, and quality of life. On the wired side, we launched unanimously a proceeding to ease access to utility poles, which would lower costs and speed the deployment of new infrastructure. Our proposals also would facilitate the transition to modern fiber networks so that more investment dollars can go toward the resilient technologies of tomorrow, not the fading networks of yesterday. On the wireless side, we took a step unanimously to pave the way for new 5G networks. We are proposing to modernize our rules to facilitate the deployment of the hundreds of thousands of small cells that will power the wireless networks of the future and deliver advanced wireless services to millions of consumers. Reflecting substantial and growing competition in the market for business data services, we relaxed unnecessary command and control regulations to create greater incentives to invest in next-generation networks, while protecting small businesses and consumers in areas where competition is still lacking. And to spur infrastructure deployment in rural America, we gave carriers who receive Universal Service Fund support added flexibility. And this will help them better serve households in high-cost areas that otherwise could be bypassed altogether by the digital revolution. I'm also pleased to see that the private sector appears to be embracing the spirit of Infrastructure Month. In particular, I was gratified by this week's $1.05 billion agreement under which Corning will manufacture and Verizon will buy up to 12.4 million miles of optical fiber each year. Going forward, the FCC will continue to focus on creating a regulatory climate that favors greater investment and competition. Rest assured, promoting the deployment of world-class broadband infrastructure will be a top priority at the Commission, not just this month, but every month. And with that, I would be happy to take questions from the panel.
Monty, why don't you go ahead?
Monty Taylor, ComDaily. How do you plan to examine or do anything to the national ownership cap? Commissioner O'Reilly's been really consistent about saying he doesn't think the FCC can, and Commissioner Clyburn didn't look enthused about it today, I'd say. So how are you going to do that?
Well, we haven't decided the how. Of course, that's the purpose of kicking off this conversation. The when is the one thing we did signal. And so at some point in the future, we want to be able to sit down with our colleagues and try to figure out a way forward that would rectify the error that was made last year, which is